Hello universe, welcome to my world. We're still featuring Angelina Jordan, and today we're focusing on one song that she's done with a very unusual history to it. The song, The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face, was most famous from the Roberta Flack version, but before that it has a very, very interesting history. The song was written in 1957 by Ewan MacColl, and he wrote the song to his girlfriend, soon-to-be wife, Peggy Seeger. Peggy Seeger was the half-sister of Pete Seeger, who was a very, very famous folk singer. Their father also was a musicologist, which just proves the saying, the apple never falls far from the tree. And the song was written for her, and she sang it, and she sang it in the folk tradition. And the song stayed in the folk tradition for many, many years. Let's have a listen to hear the original singer singing it some 30, 40 years after it was originally written for her.
The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the moon and stars were the gift you gave.
The song stayed in the folk tradition. In the early 60s, there was a version by the Kingston Trio, followed by a version by Peter, Paul, and Mary. Now, Peter, Paul, and Mary probably were most famous by doing a couple of Bob Dylan songs. They did Blowing in the Wind and they did Don't Think Twice, It's All Right. But my personal favorite is a fairly obscure song called Stew Ball, which I really, really like from Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Oh, Stew Ball was a racehorse, and I wish he were mine. He never drank water, he always drank wine.
Now we have the Kingston Trio in the folk tradition, followed by Peter, Paul, and Mary.
And the moon and stars were the gift you gave to the dark and the empty skies, my love.
The first time ever I kissed you, I felt the earth move in my hands, like the trembling heart of a captive bird.
The song was written in 57. These were the early 60s, but the song had a great deal of trouble moving out of the folk tradition. There was an early 60s version by a group called Joe and Eddie, which is in a folk gospel tradition. And then in 66, Gordon Lightfoot covered this song. I really liked Gordon Lightfoot. He was the Canadian equivalent of an American Indian, and he was most famous for my most favorite song, If You Could Read My Mind.
What a tale my thoughts could tell, just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well.
So now we have Joe and Eddie in a gospel folk tradition, followed by Gordon Lightfoot in a rock folk tradition.
The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the
moon and stars were the gift you gave to the dark and the empty skies, my love. The first time ever I kissed your mouth, I felt the earth turn in my hand, like the trembling heart of a captive bird that was there at my command, my love.
Now we're going to cheat. Ideally, the next record I should play should be before Roberta Flack's version in 1969. It should be from 67 or 68. And this version is from the country folk tradition. But I'm cheating. This song actually was recorded 35 years later at the very end of the career of Johnny Cash. I have a lot of respect for Johnny Cash. He did something incredibly gracious. In the mid-late 60s, as a token of pure appreciation, he gave his guitar to Bob Dylan because this was his way of expressing his admiration for what Bob Dylan had achieved. And the two of them did this wonderful duet together, Girl from the North Country.
If you go where the snowflakes fall, remember me to the one who lives there. True love of mine, true love of mine, true love of mine.
First time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes.
Now, when Roberta Flack recorded this song on her album in 1969, she completely moved away from anything resembling the folk tradition, and she made it a very, very complete and thorough love song. And once she did that, it was obvious this song had found its genre. This song, from the folk tradition to the love song, was in search of a genre. And finally, in my opinion, it found its genre. Now, ever since Roberta Flack's version, there have been many other versions of this song as a love song. And so it should be. The first version we will hear is done by a group called Uncle, and this is in the category of trip hop, which I have never heard of before. But the video of this song is very, very artistically done and very fitting in with the lyrics. Follow that, there's a contemporary English singer done with great feeling called James Blake, and follow that we have Celine Dion. More and more I listen to Celine Dion, the more and more I appreciate her. So we have Uncle, James Blake, and then Celine Dion.
First time ever I saw your face, I thought the sound
because those versions of the love song came after Roberta Flack, some 20, 30, 40 years after. But when Roberta Flack first did her recording in 1969, she completely changed it from the folk tradition. In fact, her version was twice the length of the original Peggy Seeger version. And there was some discussion with the record company. They thought it was too long, but Roberta Flack was rightfully insistent that the song should be very, very slow. This is what Roberta Flack did with the song in 1969, and then it was released to the general public as a single in 72.
The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the moon and the stars were the gifts you gave.
And now we reach Angelina Jordan, who is 11 years old, and she takes on this song. Now, some people may say, well, this is a very mature, complex, emotional song. How can an 11-year-old do it justice? Well, the proof is in the listening. Some things are beyond my explanations. And Angelina Jordan is redefining what is possible for a child to do and for a singer to do. Let's have a listen to what Angelina Jordan does.
The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the moon and the stars were the gifts you gave to the dark and the endless sky, my love, to the dark and endless sky. And the first time ever I kissed your mouth, I felt the earth so close to my heart. till the end of time, my love. Endless till the end of time, my love. The first time ever I saw your face, your face, your
Well, well, well. I'm so pleased to be able to have a few tears to show you that it's all right to cry when you hear Angelina Jordan. It's exquisitely tender what she does in that performance. It's funny because when I interviewed Egil Clausen, unfortunately this song was not on my radar. Otherwise, I definitely would have had a long chat with him about the song and about her performance and about his reaction. So, once again, you can see why we only have this channel for Angelina Jordan. It's full of feeling, gang. It's full of feeling. Okay, gang, I'm out of here. Catch you later.